So the focus is on the motive.
But if you need to it's okay. Okay, number. Touch I should go there at tomorrow for course. If I am on it. I shall go question there at tomorrow. Then better. Oh, no one is at home.
It's live, not. Okay, so we start with the first entry is what? Oh. What's the first entry? Cells, so cells. Now we have back to the other entry, rather the other item, which is cells returns or returns inward. Okay, so I'm going to say this returns inwards. So when you have returns inward, what do you mean? We have to put them at the midline. You have to put them at the mid. So our cells is 3, 3, 6, 30. Okay? And then this one is returns inward is 9, 20. Okay. So it's going to give us 82 to 10. Okay? And that's what we call what net cells. Now from there, what we're going to do is say opening stock, and opening stock is what this one with the dates. Okay. So where do we put our opening stock? Where do you put opening stock? At the headline. So which is just 4, 9, 1, 4, 5, 9, 0. Okay. And then now we say purchases. Okay. So the purchases means what we bought, and this is going to be here. It's going to be 18. Then I'm going to say less returns outward, which is returns outward is 1. Okay. So now we are going to do returns outward, this minus this. So 18, 120 minus 18, 120 minus 1, 1, 1, 0. Gives us, we're going to get what? 1, 7. Okay. Then now this is what we call net net what? Purchases. Okay. So what you need to understand is when you have returns outward, meaning some of the goods that you have taken back to your suppliers. So this is the reason why you are doing minus. So if there was no return outward, you just go direct without subtracting. Okay. So from there, I'm going to say, you're going now to add what we call carriage. Carriage what? Inward. Okay? So now for the carriage inward, what this means is that this is the cost that has been given to you by the suppliers. So when you purchase something, probably maybe things in bulk, so you expect maybe the company or the supplying company to give you maybe an extra amount of money in form of transport. So this could be called what we call carriage inward, and this is why you are adding this carriage inward to purchases. So to see how much the total purchase is. So carriage inward is just 50. Okay. So now once you do that, we add 17,012 minus 850. It's going to give us 16,160. Okay? 16,160. Now, after you do this, you have to think about what other things should we actually add on to these purchases. I mean the purchases and their carriage inward. So this is what you're going to say total. Okay? So now because you have added this is going to say total stock. So total stock of goods. Okay? Now what you're going to do is you're going to say less closing stock. So the closing stock. So you have to understand what is closing stock. Closing stock is just the amount of goods that remained, okay, that remained in the business before you close the business, okay, because maybe around 20 hours or 22 hours you have to close off the shop and you have to do the stock taking to know how much stock has remained in your business, okay, and this is the reason why you're saying you subtract from what is available in your shop. So you're going to say minus there. So the closing stock is 3. Okay. So let's now do 16,160 minus 380. 388.30, and this is going to give us now 12. Okay. Okay. Now what you're going to get now is going to be cost of goods sold. Okay. Meaning this is how much goods in terms of something that we have just sold. Okay. This is how much it has actually it was costing. So a cost of goods sold is just 4,380. Okay. Now this you can see that we have what do you have? Open stock. So what's going to happen is to say this, okay? Okay. Okay, so there's an error there. It's just, how much did you write? This plus this. I mean this plus this.
No, I wrote 1,600.
Okay, let me just 17012 RD. Oh, we are RD. Okay, I'm supposed to get this. So now we're going to say this plus this is going to be what? 4590 plus 17860. So now once we add this plus this, we're going to get 210. So now this is what we call okay, so we made a simple error. So for those that are following, make sure that you correct that error. So we're supposed to, first we added this to get this number, okay? And then we know that the opening stock is the amount of goods that is already in the shop. And we add what is already in the shop plus how much we have bought. Now we add to know how much that is. And this is what you're getting, total stock of goods available in our shop. So now from there, what's going to happen is we're going to say less closing stock. Okay? And our closing stock was what? 4. Our closing stock was 3838. So okay. Then now once we subtract 22,450 minus 3830. So I'm going to get 18,620. Okay? Now this amount is what we call now the cost of goods sold. Okay? So remember that you should be able to understand each figure that you get must have a name. So cost of goods sold is now equal to that. Now, what you're going to have is how much you have sold, okay, minus how much it has actually costed you to generate that sales. That's the meaning of cost of goods sold. So we're going to say this minus this, okay? And that will give us 210 minus 18,620. So we're going to have 13, okay? 13,590. So now, what do you call this figure? We call this figure as the gross profit. So this is just the profit that has been generated without including what? The expense, like the transport, the advertising, and the rent made from the shop if you are renting the shop. So this figure is just the gross profit. Okay. So we say gross profit. Okay. Okay, so now we are going to end at this point, and in our next live session, we'll be able to continue with this question. So for those that are watching without subscribing, make sure that you click on the subscription button so that you can receive more information from us. Thank you so much, and see you in the next step.